As you look at the upcoming budget, fiscal 12, is raising taxes out of the question?
Yes.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of shape is the state in to face a double-dip recession?
Well, we'll have to make very difficult choices again, like we had to make in the last year. But we've now shown we can make them, and that the sun comes up the next morning, and we have to continue to do that if the circumstances require it. But your question kind of reinforces my answer, which is if in fact we were headed to a double dip recession, the last thing you want to do is to raise taxes and make New Jersey even less competitive in that circumstance. And so, raising taxes in a recession, the President of the United States has said this, raising taxes in the middle of a recession is something you don't want to do. And I'm not going to do it. And I hope he doesn't do it either. There's so many political minefields in New Jersey. If you spend your whole time, looking down for the mines, you can't see the future. So I'm just going to keep my eyes focused on what I think our future needs to be. And if I step on a mine, I step on one. And you've seen national studies on this now, that over the last decade or more, public sector workers have done better than private sector workers in terms of their pay increases, their benefit levels, and all the rest of that. So, this is a major driver, and the reason it affects state budgeting is because that's what's driving increased school costs. That's what's driving increased municipal costs, which are causing a reaction at the state level of increased aid to municipalities, increased aid to school districts in order to try to keep a tamp down on the property tax problem. I mean, what I don't think people have yet quite gotten is that all of these things are interconnected. I'm working on all these things at once because they're all interconnected. A property tax cap and a municipal toolkit is connected to pension and benefit reform and dealing with the public sector union problem and the overall taxation and spending problem in the state of New Jersey. They're all interconnected because of the way this state is set up. It may be different in other states, but in New Jersey, because of the reliance on the property tax, and then because of the problems with increasing property taxes at very large rates, the state's response, the political response, has been more and more aid to, and it's also been driven by a court system which has necessitated this, which I'm also trying to change. It's all part of the same set of solutions. And so I think it's a large part of the problem. It is not the only problem, but it is a large part of the systemic problem of the growth in state government. I mean, that's whether I'm going to seek re-election or not. Certainly not precluding it by any stretch. And I understand that, it's going to take a while to get these things done. But what I'm talking about is a mindset and an attitude, which anybody who's been down here long enough, I keep pointing to Dusty, but because I just know he's been here a long time, you see what happens. You get here and you go like, well, right, I'll give this group this little thing, and I'll give this group that little thing. I can buy them off a little bit, and then hopefully that positions me the right way for re-election. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah. I'm either going to rise or fall based on the strength of my 4-year record. And at the end of, probably, good 2.5 years from now, probably by November of 12, I'm going to have to decide whether I'm going to seek re-election or not. And at that point, I'm going to look at whether it's something I want to do. And then if I decide that I want to pursue it, then it's going to be something that people in New Jersey are going to decide whether they want or not. And I'm perfectly comfortable with making that evaluation at that point and not having any of that pollute the decisions that I make over the course of the next 2+ years.
Yeah. Have you had any conversations with some of the Republicans running for governor in states like Pennsylvania, Massachusetts?
Yeah, sure. I've had conversations with Tom Corbett in Pennsylvania, with Bob Ehrlich in Maryland, with Bill Brady in Illinois, with Meg Whitman in California, with Chris Dudley in Oregon.
And these conversations come at the Republican candidates' behest?
They reach out.
What did you do and how do I do it?
They reach out for me. They reach out for me and they want to talk, and I'm happy to take their calls and talk to them about my experience. And really,
can you name like one thing you said to them that you think is actually a real contribution?
I've said to them, if your advisors try to make you be someone you're not, don't do it.